Mail, happy mail. Hi. Okay, we got some happy mail. Happy mail. Just finished swimming, got into a dry suit, and I'm probably going to go swimming again because it's hot out and the water's beautiful. And so I kayaked and then I swam, but I have happy mail. So the first bit of happy mail is from Deborah Swanky. And she says, "My sympathy is for you. I watch your lives and I learn so much about crafts and just life." And so she sent me a book, which, Debbie, too, if you're blocked, you need to send me a URL. She sent me this book, and somebody just mentioned this to me. Hold on a minute, let me go down here. Whatever happened to Puddin' Pops? And it's the Lost Toys, Tastes and Trends of the 70s and 80s. And it says, if you owe a couple of cavities to Marathon candy bars, remember those, right, with all the caramel? Learned your adverbs from Schoolhouse Rock and can still imitate the slow-mo, bionic running sound of the $6 Million Man. This book is for you. What happened to Pudding Pops takes you back in time to taste, smells, and sounds of childhood in the 70s and 80s when the mystery date board game didn't seem sexist and exploiting pop rocks were the epitome of candy science. Whether you're a fan of sea monkeys or shrinky dinks, you'll learn what happened to the toys and trends of youth. So flip up the collar of that polo shirt and revisit the glory and the shame of those goofy decades only a native could love. So thank you, Deborah. This sounds fun. We'll take a look at that, maybe do a little bit of that every night. Now hang on one second. I have to get something for our next thing. I want to put these inside before these go away. Okay. Now to Anonymous. Anonymous. The next things are from Anonymous. And I know who Anonymous is, but I can't tell you. Okay, so I got this huge thing of lesser evil, the world's perfect popcorn kernels. So Jimmy says we're going to put that in a pot and cook that up. But thank you for the popcorn. You know who you are. And then I got this Gaslight. So when I pop that in, this is what Jimmy said. I can't believe this is from back then because he thought that was. And then I also got a whole new set of these. Isn't that nice? The zippered bags to do the decoupage on. So look at all that happy mail. That's really sweet, isn't it? Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. I can't wait to watch the movie. Now, I also ordered this, and I'll put links to it, the Dura Clear High Gloss Varnish. I believe Nancy M. was telling me about this. And they also use it on sometimes the decoupage, the finish. They use the matte, but I got this satin. And this is that. And then I got some more of the waterproof Mod Podge. And then I got, this is, I've never tried this one here. This here is the Super Gloss. So I'm going to see how this is with, you know, like the triple thick, how it compares and what it does on the shelves. I hate these tops because you can't open. It's so hard to open these. Oh my gosh. Okay. It kind of looks like the, kind of looks and smells like the triple thick. So we'll see how that goes. Again, that is the Super Gloss Brilliant. We'll see how that goes. And hang on, let me see if there's any. Yes, Deputy, very nice, right? I'm going to read you a little something out of the pudding pops. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what there is. Let's just see what this is. Ow! Sorry, I moved a chair. Okay. So let's see what it says. Did you know that, let's see, somewhere in the 1970s, everyone in the country went blind at the same time? Because that's how these hideous hues and patterns somehow found their way into homes. Avocado stoves, dark brown refrigerators. I like those dark brown refrigerators. They were the cocoa. Those were nice. Harvest gold sinks. All of the previous neglected colors that were rejected by the rainbow lined up and demanded we welcome them into our lives. It may have been called avocado green, but we kids knew the color of boogers when we saw it, it says. The textures demanded their due too. Kids hated shag carpeting because Lincoln logs wouldn't stand up on it. It ate doll shoes. Fuzzy flocked wallpaper stained easily and made no sense. And popcorn ceilings, faux wood paneling, random mirrored objects. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Dixie Riddle cups. You remember the Dixie Riddle cups? They've been replaced by the concept inviting kids to submit new riddles in the mid-90s. I used to love the riddle cups. Drive-in movies. Dynamite magazine. Remember that? Fruit Brute cereal. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. Funny Face drink mix. Gee, your hair smells terrific. Yeah, I remember that. Giorgio Beverly Hills perfume. I remember that. I still have it, I believe. Jello 123. Yeah, I remember that. I never had it, but I remember some girl came over to bring it to my sister. Jolt Cola. I remember that. It was like twice the caffeine, wasn't it? Judy Blume books. I sure remember that. The Crackle Bar. Like Quisp and Quake Blair. Like Quisp and Quake, Blair and Joe, or White Out and Liquid Paper, Hershey's Crackle, and Nestle's Crunch. But they still have the Crackle. They still have Crackle. Wait a second. They have the miniature Crackle, right, not the full size. Okay. Laugh Olympics. I remember that on Saturday mornings, the Laugh Olympics. I used to love that. Lip Smackers. Yeah, I remember that. Little House on the Prairie, of course. Love Boat. Loves Baby Soft. This is all the stuff. We could have wrote this book. We could have totally wrote this book. The Malibu Barbie. I love the Malibu Skipper. The Marathon Candy Bar. Yeah, but that is, you can get it from Cadbury, and it's called the Curly or something. It's Cadbury's Curly Whirly Bar. It has the same shape and ingredients, yeah. And I forget who told me about that that was like the marathon bar, but somebody did. Maybelline Kissing Potion, yes, I remember that. The McDLT, I remember that. That didn't last long. I could have totally wrote this book. I should write this book. So I would add a lot of other things. Metal pudding containers, I remember those. Remember the snack pack in the metal pudding containers? Moon Boots, I remember that. Mousetrap Game, I remember that. Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, I remember that. Mystery Date Game, yes. The new Scooby-Doo, I didn't like Scooby-Doo. Nightmare on Elm Street, of course I remember that. The Official Preppy Handbook, I remember that. Payphones, of course. Pen Pals, yes. Oh gosh, I think, hey, get out of here. This is crazy. I think somebody listened to me and wrote this book because they mentioned the Big Blue Marble, and that's where I got my pen pals. Having a pen pal opened up the world. You found one from places like Comic Book Mailbag, the Pen Pal Exchange on Big Blue Marble, and they would give you pen pals across the world. I had one in Malta. Oh gosh, my one in Malta, she kind of reminded me of Jeanette, like how Jeanette would be. But I can't believe this. This is like, I knew I wasn't the only one that used that, but I mentioned that so many times. Crazy. Big Blue Marble. Pepsi Light. I could have written this book. This is like everything that I've talked about. Pudding Pops, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, Roller Rinks, Sassy Magazine, Tiger Beat Hype Celebrities, 17 was heavy on makeup and clothes. Sassy blasted onto the scene in 1988. Here was a teen magazine that didn't speak only to cheerleaders and homecoming queens, but reached out to the burnouts, the brains, and every girl who didn't believe that a new mascara would change everything in her life. Schoolhouse Rock, Scratch and Sniff stickers, yep. Sea Monkeys. I have a whole blog post on Sea Monkeys. Disappointing one generation at a time was I think the title. Shazam Isis Hour. Yeah, I loved Isis. I've talked about that. Shrinky Dinks. I never did Shrinky Dinks in the 70s, but I did them for a blog thing early on. Silver Spoons with Ricky Schroeder. Yep. Remember that. Sitting in the way back of a station wagon, of course. Snoopy Snow Cone Machine. Still have one. I don't think we ever used it. I'm trying to think if we ever even used it. Sometimes we had to. Stretch Armstrong, Sun In. Oh my gosh, they have the Sunshine movie. Come on. This is ice castles, ice skating induced blindness, but before those stories hit the screen, there was the heartbreaking book Sunshine about the short life of cancer-stricken teen mom Jacqueline Helton, called Kate Hayden in the book. Is that a true story? She based her 1974 novel on tape-recorded diaries the real Helton kept as she struggled with a disease that started in her leg and took her life at the age of 20. Oh my gosh, it really was a true story. I didn't know that. It was love story with hippies instead of Harvardites, and plus a motherless toddler. If your paperback wasn't tear-stained by the part where the heroine says she can't learn to walk on one leg while her daughter is learning to walk on two, you clearly had a heart of stone. Sunshine was later turned into an equally devastating TV movie and a short-lived series which used Sunshine on My Shoulders as its haunting theme song. Today the book is hard to come by, it is, and videotapes are almost impossible to find, and I've said that. But if you ever catch a woman bawling with the elevator music plays a certain John Denver song, no, the reason John Denver song is because John Denver, he had a whole soundtrack. There was a Sunshine album. We had it. We might still have it with all of her recordings on an album. And they had his songs, and they would have her they would have Christina Rains from the movie, her little monologues in there. It was terribly sad, and because we could never find the movie again, after a while, we would just have that album. But that movie is like impossible to find. I got it on like some DVD, and it was the most horrible quality you've ever seen. Like when I was pregnant for Ethan, I just don't know why it's not around. But I can't believe this person is talking about this. I want to look up that woman's real life. Super 8, movie making, Super Friends, Sweet Valley High. Okay. Tickle, antiperspirant. Tiffany Taylor doll. I don't remember that. Tiffany Taylor doll. The Brant Blythe dolls. Oh, those are those. Change their eye color. Chrissy dolls change their hair length. And Tiffany Taylor, who combined to and let little girls change her hair color. I never heard of this one. Gone for Good. And I've never heard of that one. Time Life books. I think everybody heard of that. Toy catalogs. Transistor radios. Typing class, right? Underoos. These people listen to me. V.C. Andrews books. Variety shows. Viewmaster. The Viewmaster's still a lot. Wacky packages. See? They're listening to me. Weebles. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The Oompa Loompas. Zoom. I've talked about every single thing in here. Hostess. Oh, she doesn't have the, I bet you she doesn't have the Nabisco chocolate snaps. I think she forgot those. Hostess Chocodiles and Choco Bliss. But she doesn't have the, I bet you the Nabisco. And I bet you she didn't have the Nabisco Brown Edge wafers or the Mystic Mints. I have to write my own book on this now. She forgot a lot. Fisher Price Little People, fashion plates. Remember that? Encyclopedias. Encyclopedia Brown. Do you remember the Snoopy Encyclopedia? The Electric Company. Just she doesn't say about the Magic Garden with Paula and Carol. Dr. Demento. Debbie Gibson. Dawn Dolls. Yep. Dark Shadows. Yeah, my daughter Dapper Dan and Dressy Bessie. Chrissy Dolls. Connect 4. Comic book ads. Choose Your Own Adventure. Choco Light Candy Bar. I always talk about the Choco Light Candy Bar. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I've talked about that. Casey Kasem. Talked about that. Candy cigarettes. We know well. I've talked about that. We've even had them. My good friend Carol sent me a bunch of them last year. Calculators, Burger Chef, Bugsy Malone. Okay, Bottle Caps Candy, we talked about that. Born Free, the Blythe Dolls. Oh, the Big Wheel, talked about that. Okay. Benji, Bazooka Joe. Okay, Banana Splits, Adventure Hour. Okay, well, that was fun. That was fun. We can dive into that some other time deeper, but this is going to die, and I'm going to let you go. But thank you, guys. Thank you, Anonymous, for sending that stuff. Thank you, Debbie Schwenke, and I can't wait to try out the craft supplies. I want to do some crafts, but my phone is going to die. All right, love you guys. Bye.